Fantastic. Okay, 請返3位導演 let us invite our 3 directors as well as our female lead, Jessica. 歡迎出嚟。Okay, questions. 有冇問題？冇問題，我先問先，好冇？我問第一個。拍咗幾耐？ How long was the shoot?
淨係計 shooting 就12日咯。
12 days. They shot this in 12 days. Good. 包括日又包括夜，有冇人瞓覺？有冇瞓覺啊？因為真係日夜拍呢份。
得係瞓咗，個拍瞓咗。
Can I speak in English?
Yes, you can. Okay, my question was, you know, they spent 12 days shooting, so I was wondering, since there were quite a lot of night scenes, so did anybody sleep during the 12 days?
Yeah, we all slept. Not a lot, but, you know, filming in Canada, there are rules that we have to follow. So we mandatory need to give the crew 8 to 10 hours of rest between filming each day. And I know that might not be the standard in Hong Kong or in other Asian countries, but you know, that's what we have to do in Canada and America, so we have to adhere to that.
Okay, 個個都有瞓到，唔係話瞓得好多，因為你知道加拿大甚至係美國都一定係有佢哋嘅工會等等嘅規例，所以咧 crew 負責攝影等等嘅呢啲人，其實呢個 crew 咧係起碼有8至10個小時，每一日都要8至10個小時嘅休息。Very good, so people slept. Good.
我會補充少少咧，即係因為我同阿德就都唔係好慣嗰度嘅拍攝啦，因為我覺得香港嘅 crew 會多啲 indie 精神嘅，即係比嗰邊。咁但係嗰邊即係的確係因為我哋個 crew 咧好特別咧，係又有學生啦，又有其實係好多 family and friends 啊，但係又有工會嘅人啦，即係台前幕後。咁所以就好多大家喺度習慣大家嘅時候咁樣咯。
Okay, so 你只不過用翻英文講啦，用中文講啊。So basically the whole point is, you know, the two of us actually, the two of us, 你中間the you know, Kurt and I, as in Trevor, the two of us actually felt that, you know, it's not something that we're used to because, you know, Hong Kong, completely different sets of rules. And you know that this is an indie film, so actually in the crew are also friends and family. And so it's sort of a little bit difficult sometimes. There were some difficult moments. A
lot.
Oh, there were a lot of difficult moments. Because, you know, clearly, you know, the people in the union would say, okay, now we have to stop. And then the other people say, why can't we continue? Probably a lot more ferocious. A little bit. Okay, good. Now, can we have questions from other people in the audience? Good. May Lục Hồng, 舉緊手，戴眼鏡嘅先生 right? Yes, you. 要遞咪俾你 but we have to get the microphone for you. I think we have like 2 microphones trying to come at you from left and right.
Thank you. It's my honor to have the chance to have the question. Thank you all of you for bringing us this wonderful show. I feel like it's a mix of happy and some sad moments. My question is regarding the music. Like, I'm wondering why you choose the 阿婆有再见 this as the music of it, and also I found some of the some piece of music in the later stage, like the horrifying moments. I find that 即係啲配樂好得意啊，即係嗰啲 horrifying moment 嘅時候。And yeah, I just want to know why do you choose this kind of music in the film? Thank you.
So it has to do with songs, which of course have special meaning, as well as, okay, good. I find that there's joy and also there's a lot of sadness in this film. But really I'm curious about the use of music, the songs, okay? Apart from song, also, especially in the third part, which is a little bit, you know, horror, and the way that the horror was created by the music, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Quite interesting.
朋友再見呢首咧係其實即係一首 public domain 嘅歌，咁
I know
我諗因為我哋成個戲嘅通咧都有啲 satire 咁嘅感覺啦，咁我諗由劇本嗰陣時咧就已經想揾一首即係比較中國特色嘅歌咧，咁呢一首咧其實佢係 from 係咪西灣？好似唔係西灣，好似意大利嘅 Bella Ciao， 咁然之後就中國就改編咗啦。咁我哋覺得好得意嘅地方咧係佢仲係意大利 Bella Ciao 民謠嘅時候，佢係一首反法西斯嘅歌嚟嘅，冇記錯。咁但係去到中國版咧，咁就變咗好即係好 bro 啊，兄弟情啊，即係一齊抵抗外敵咁樣感覺嘅歌咁樣。就同我哋個 theme 都幾諗到，係。
Okay, so the song 朋友再見 which is friend goodbye, but the thing is, of course, it's actually originally of Italian origin. The song was actually Italian. What is also important is that it's public domain, as in you don't actually have to pay any copyright or request copyright. So that's useful. But actually, after doing a little bit more of research, we realized that the original Italian song was actually an anti-fascist song. However, with the Chinese lyrics, it just became some sort of a brotherly bond and all that. And so that kind of fits with the first part of the film. The horror music, the horror, scary music. Yeah, we just want to create 邊個做嘅？
喺 shout out to Jack 啦，Jack 係我哋嘅配樂師Jack 之，我知道佢今日屋企人都有嚟到嘅。
Okay, apparently Jack T, who is the person who's in charge of the music, he has family in here. So congratulations and shout out to him. Okay, any questions for Jessica, who actually was very good as a Sir Cold Ham. I love the name, Sir Cold Ham. Okay, any questions? Yes, 第一行。
想問啫，咁次都算係第一次做主角啦。咁我想問你對於你自己嗰一段嘅演繹，即係尤其係有少少喺大學嗰個經歷嗰種感覺，想問你對佢嘅理解係乜嘢？因為我其實睇完套戲咧，咁對嗰一段點解要用經歷，其實我有啲唔係好明。
Okay, question to Jessica. This is her debut in a feature film, and also in here, she actually, is in that, the horror segment of the film, and there's, as if there was something that is haunted in there. So just want to know, her experience, her feelings about actually playing that part.
其實嗰一 part 咧，我一開始都唔算好理解嘅，因為見到最尾嗰度咧，其實我都會諗，咦點解無啦咁多人喺嗰間地下室度出現？咁但係最後尾就係、即係都有同阿車即係 Trevor 有傾過啦，咁就係佢就話其實嗰段就係純粹，即係佢唔係一個 horror movie 嚟嘅，佢最尾嗰度，佢真係想純粹營咗個有啲 creepy 嘅氣氛，所以你見到其實成個演繹咧都唔會係好放嘅。即係可能正常嘅 horror movie 可能係會比較遇到啲恐怖嘢就會好大反應啊，但係我其實係比較失圖少少，就係原因係佢唔係真係一個恐怖片咯。咁我嘅理解就係佢純粹係遇到好多奇怪嘅事夾埋一齊，咁所以佢就有少少奇怪嘅反應咁樣。咁但係我覺得其實第三 part 同第二 part， 我覺得演繹上最難就係因為其實兩邊嘅故事個演繹其實差得好遠。即係第二 part 個KOL circle 其實佢就係一個好外放啊，對住鏡頭就有一個人設，但係去到佢自己現實生活當中，其實就係一個比較內斂少少嘅人，所以我覺得呢個就係個角色嘅分別咯。
Actually, remember that in the second part, I play the KOL, and that is a very different personality. It's a personality that's much more open and all that. And yet in the third, which actually it really isn't a horror story. But the thing is, it's just that things were strange. And so you felt that when things add up that are strange, it just feels creepy. And so you just keep yourself, in a subtle way of interpretation rather than in real horror films when you'd probably be screaming or acting much more dramatic.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, another question? 第5行中間。
好啊，咁唔知道我係咪過度解讀咗最啱尾耳環嗰下啦？咁由 circle 嚟打開咗圓形嘅耳環，咁我想問下，其實係咪？咁我想問下喺最初你哋構思呢個故仔嗰陣時，究竟係樂觀去打破定係悲觀地打破？
Okay, question regarding Circle's earring, that beautiful round earring that fell. So what type of a message? Is it something that is, on the positive side, negative side? How do you read it? How did you devise it when you were planning it with the script?
悲觀。
Pessimistic, 悲觀啊 ，pessimistic。
我覺得我哋做得 satire， 即係呢個方向睇嘢都唔多唔少，比較悲觀。
Satirical tends to be pessimistic. Okay. Another question, maybe from the back. Okay. 黑色衫係仲係舉緊手呢位 ？Yeah, from the back. Yes.
好簡單問題就係想問3條短片係3個導演分開拍嘅，定或者一齊拍嘅
Right. Question is that when you talk about the 12 days of shooting, you have 3 stories. Were you shooting it all together? What was the actual method and methodology?
我哋係拍咗12日，就阿德係咪有的先？阿德拍咗4日。
我哋 work 嘅方式咧係，因為基本上我哋即係邊個做，即係阿德佢拍頭4日佢做導演嘅時候咧，我同 Cyrus 就係輔導啊、製片啊、/PA 啊、監製都做晒。
Okay, basically it's a wonderful way of teamwork. Okay, so when one is directing, the other 2 is basically everything else, including PA.
咁然後即係 call shots 會係。即係自己寫劇本咯，但係我諗我哋隔離都會俾好多 recommendation， 其實好多都唔係真係 recommendation， 因為冇乜錢咁啊點解決咧咁樣，係比較多係咁樣。
Yeah, for example, clearly the person who actually devised the story, whoever wrote that script, is the person calling the shots. However, the other people around them might actually be giving advice, but often it's not really an advice. It's trying to solve solutions. It's trying to solve problems. Because the problem has to do with our having very little budget.
And from the very beginning, we never saw this as 3 separate short films. It's one whole story that you can't make sense of either part without seeing the other 2.
我覺得呢一個電影其實係唔係話3個短片，而係1個長片，而一個長片有3個部分，因為每一個部分。同埋另外嗰2部分一定係息息相關，好多嘢關聯嘅。OK？ 我
補充少少，因為我哋即係點解有 idea 嘅時候，咁啱我哋3個喺即係多倫多相遇啦。咁其實阿車嗰時提出話拍條長片嘅時候，我哋即係 form 呢個 group 嘅時候，因為成個製作其實好少人啦，因為我哋資源所限啦，同埋我哋發覺我哋夾埋係可以好互相利用資源嘅，因為我就剪片多啲嘅。咁佢就副導演出身多啲，咁佢就製片多啲，咁我哋互相夾埋咧，其實就可以慳到好多人力物力嘅。
We each have our strengths, so and advantages and experience, and we are each veteran in something different. Okay? 你係邊樣啊？我係剪片。係 editing, assistant director as well as producer. Yeah. So therefore, when the 3 of them work together, it's just a way of working as a team so that everybody helps each other.
人少有個好處咯，就係啲 decision 好快會 make 咯。
Well, because it's only a trio in the team, it makes it much easier and much quicker to solve problems. Okay, 有最後一個問題 We have time for one last question. One last question, 你舉咗先嘅 OK? Yes.
我哋問題少少有啲解讀嘅問題，即係之前你呢個片咧都係好歡樂㗎嘛，即係前自己好 part。咁所以你 Jessica 睇落呢個時候開始咧，呢個 BGM 都係好低沉、好恐怖嘅，咁同時都有表達咁 呢啲中介島講到鐵路工人啊喺加拿大呢個故事，我想知道呢個轉變呢個 part 你主要想表達點啊？即係同之前嘅歡完全唔同嘅。
Okay, different mood and also different content, because really by the time when we get to the third part, the agent, the real estate agent, started telling about stories, histories, Canada. I mean, there's something that is much, much heavier there versus the other two segments.
我諗咧係，因為我哋即係其實最初一齊我覺得關乎我哋最初點樣嚟嘅呢件事。咁喺即係我哋三個相聚咗之後，我算係開咗個題啦，即係我哋希望做一個 satire on 多倫多嘅華人區咁樣。咁阿德咧就有兩個新移民嘅 idea， 然後去到 Cyrus 咁，即係佢比較佢一個 Canadian born Chinese pretty much， 咁所以佢就有一個好似當地人，然之後就主要講英文嘅人點樣睇 Markham 呢個地方咧。咁然之後去到我嗰 part 咧就因為德嗰 part 係可能個 class 比較窮嘅新移民啊，咁去到我嗰 part 可能就係個 class 比較即係高嘅新移民咁樣去睇 Markham 呢個地方咧。咁我覺得翻去嗰個鐵路工人嘅 backstory 咧係，我覺得由以前到而家即係華人會移民出去，然之後再咁樣聚埋一齊呢件事都好神奇，好似係出邊點樣即係個情況點差法都係有呢個嘢喺我哋個 gene 度咁樣，咁就 kind of 即係我哋主要都係 keep 翻呢個主題 I guess 係嘛？有冇補充？你講得咁長，我點譯啊？
Okay, I will try. Basically, I was the person that started this whole idea. And then basically, Kurt actually said, he wanted to do a story about two new immigrants. And then it comes Cyrus, but Cyrus was Canadian-born Chinese. So in many ways, you can notice that the second part of the story is kind of the Western, or at least a Canadian perspective. And there was a lot of English being spoken, so it's in that way kind of different. And then regarding the third part, and when you get to the railroad and the history and all that, and the thing is, it is interesting. Markham is a community of all these Chinese that gathered. It's that with Chinese and with immigration, they really somehow believe in sticking together, thick or thin. And also you see that there's a difference between what I call economic brackets in these three films. So yeah, there's maybe something about Chinese people getting all together is actually part of our genes, part of our DNA.
多謝Joanne，你講得好聽。
Thank you very much. 呢度要文化中心要關門啦。We actually really have reached the deadline because the Hong Kong Cultural Center has to actually close its doors for tonight. But our photographer says we must take a photo. Very important. 咁點影啊？
Thank you.